Hi, this is Kate.
Hello, Kate. This is Ron Wiley from Kong Radio. Thank you for spending a little time with me today. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I'm rolling this. We'll record this, and we're going to put it on the website of Kauai Humane Society, and I'll also use it on my show. I will have to edit it down for a little time, but I won't take out anything that you say.
Okay. How's the sound quality?
Oh, it's fine.
Right.
This is very good. Okay, good. Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you for spending some time with us on Kong Radio and with the Kauai Humane Society. Ron Wiley here for you. And could you please identify yourself, name, rank, and serial number? Go right ahead.
Yeah, my name is Kate Hurley. I'm the director of the Correct Shelter Medicine Program at UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine, and I'm also the co-founder of the Million Cat Challenge.
Now, tell us about, we really just want to talk about controlling the cat populations on Kauai. As you know, we have a severe problem with cats that are out there on Kauai, and we need whatever assistance we can get. So tell me what your theories and what your experience is with the controlling the cat populations.
Well, I'll tell you what my experience was, which is that I was an animal control officer for 6 years before I went to vet school. And so it was my job to go out and help people trap cats, and I bring them into the shelter. We try and put them up for adoption if they were friendly. And if they weren't friendly, it was my sad job to euthanize them. Mm-hmm. And I love cats, and so that was a hard thing to do, but I also was really invested in some other goals of the shelter, which was to just control the cat population. Mm-hmm. For the cats themselves, but also for the public, to control nuisances, and also because we were on the edge of the Monterey Bay, and so it was really important to protect some sensitive wildlife, including sea otters that lived around there. And I understood that removing cats from the environment was going to be the best way I could contribute to all those good goals. Now, I have those same goals now, 25 years later, but we really know a lot more about what works and what doesn't work to control cat populations. And what we recognize now is that one thing that doesn't work is removing cats unless we remove all of them. Mm-hmm. And unless we remove the food source at the same time. Uh-huh. And this makes sense, right? If you're trying to control, think about some other species. Do you have possums or raccoons on the island?
No.
How about rats?
We have rats. We have rats and cats.
All right. So you might have more rats if you didn't have cats. But just imagine if you removed half the rats from around your house. If you leave the other half and there's just as much food there, what's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. What would happen?
They'll just have more rat babies. Right? You can't remove half of the animals and leave the other half, or leave any. You leave one male and female, they'll breed back to the carrying capacity of the environment. And that is what litter-bearing mammals do. That's their strategy for survival. And so we've known this for a long time, that if lethal control, if removing cats, whether you euthanize them or whether you relocate them to a fenced-in sanctuary or anything else, if you remove them from the environment, if you don't remove all of them, the remaining cats will breed back up to the amount that the food in the environment allows.
What is your proposal?
So my proposal, and this is not just a notion that I have now, this is now widespread practice across North America, is instead of removing them, if a cat comes into a shelter in good body condition, or if you know of a cat in your area that's in good body condition, this is really important, sterilize it, vaccinate it, ear tip it, and put it right back. Now, you don't have to know where the food is that cat was eating, because that cat, by definition of being in good body condition, knows where the food source is. And she will go back and she will continue eating that food without turning it into kittens. And that's really important, because this is the one way we have of actually reducing the reproductive carrying capacity of the environment without being able to control the existence of a food source, which is something we just can't control, right? We don't know where food is. It could be an open dumpster. It could be a bowl of dog food on someone's back porch. It could be a kind-hearted person feeding cats. We don't have to know as long as we can send the cat back sterilized. So not only will she not have any more kittens, but also she'll use up some of the food and keep other cats in the environment from turning that food into more kittens. And so that's why this method is more successful than removing the cats to the shelter like I used to do, or than having cats just live in managed colonies where we add food to sustain the number of cats that are present. It's really going after the cats that just exist in ones and twos in people's backyards and alleys, and making sure that they are using up food without making more cats.
Now, is there any call to action from your point of view? What can they do on their own? Because, of course, we have a problem of limited resources with the Kauai Humane Society.
So there's lots that you can do. One is, of course, if you know of a cat, get your own cat sterilized. 5 months old, they start breeding early. Second, if there's cats in your neighborhood and you can get them sterilized and return them, or you can talk to your neighbors about doing that. And I'm sure you can reach out to the Humane Society for information about how to trap them and what the resources are for sterilization. And also, if you are feeding cats, do it responsibly. Only put out enough food for the cat to eat in half an hour and then clean it up. Keep the area clean. And don't have food that's attracting more cats to the environment, because that's contributing to there being more cats around. So, put a lid on your trash can. Do all the things that keeps other pest animals from also proliferating in the environment. If you're feeding your animals outside, make sure they take the food in at night, and don't add to the number of cats in the environment by putting out extra food.
Now, do you have a location, a website, or other kind of source that folks could go to get this information?
Yeah, we sure do. You can look up millioncatchallenge.org. And that has information about this program, which is called Return to Field most commonly. And you can also learn more about other ways that the Million Cat Challenge and the shelters in the Million Cat Challenge have reduced euthanasia by over 2 million cats against their own baseline over the last 5 years. How they've done that in a way that's good for cats and good for communities. So that's cool. And there are other organizations also that have good information about this. Alley Cat Allies in particular has lots of information about how to live with community cats, how to trap, neuter, and return cats, what to do if you find kittens, and Best Friends also. Best Friends Animal Society has a lot of information on their website as well.
Now, we do have a situation where folks may be removing cats, taking them to another location, and I think you need to address that. Even after they've spayed or neutered them, they actually move them to another location. That's not a good idea, am I right?
No, it's not good for the cats, and it's also not good for the environment. Because remember, when a cat shows up and it's in good shape, that means it's got access to some food. And if you take that cat and move it somewhere else, the food still remains, and another cat is going to come along and eat it. She's going to have a bigger litter, and you're still going to have the same number of cats. So it's not good for the environment, for the number of cats in the environment. It doesn't have the benefit of reducing the population and reducing the harm that cats cause to wildlife. But also, importantly, cats don't do well with relocation. That's something that should be done as an absolute last resort. Many, many cats will try to get back to their location of origin, and they'll cross roads and potentially get hurt, get injured, get killed. And also, by moving cats all around, you have the potential to spread disease around, and that's not something that you want to do. So if there's any way to make it safe where the cat already was, that's really preferred.
Now, what would you say to folks who have gone into areas to trap cats, have them spayed or neutered, and then return them to that area, but cannot and do not stay in that area? That is the human. That is, take them to an area where they're not present, where they can't help. we know there are good intended people who go into areas, pick up cats, get them spayed or neutered, take them back.
As long as the cat is in good body condition, that means that she's got access to a food source there, right? And so if you remove the cat from that environment, then the cats that are still in that area are going to breed more. And so it's not going to change the number of cats present in the environment. Actually, one study showed that removing cats from the environment increased by as much as 200% the number of cats at that origin. So it's okay to, it's better to sterilize and return a cat than to leave a cat unsterilized or to remove a cat. Now, if there's some kind of unusual risk, it's a place where a house has just been torn down, and so, whatever the cats had worked out, that's no longer the case.
Yeah.
The environment has changed in some way that's made it more dangerous or more problematic. There was somebody feeding the cats, and there isn't anymore. Then that's a situation where that last resort of relocation might be more appropriate, or you gradually move the cats out of that area and make sure that they're being cared for and managed in the meantime. Does that answer the question?
I think so. I want to thank you for taking your time. Any last words? I don't want you to say that Ron Whiteley cut you off. So anything else you would like to say? Go ahead.
I guess I would just want to say that I think the hardest part about this is that it seems too good to be true. It seems like what's better for cats and what's better, honestly, for animal shelters that don't want to be burdened with euthanizing all these healthy cats is also better for lowering the cat population and protecting wildlife as best we can. But that really is the truth. It's not a perfect method. It doesn't eliminate cats, but it reduces the population and it reduces their impact at the same time that it reduces euthanasia at shelters and makes them a lot better at doing the things that they are able to do, like finding homes for cats that need them and helping people take good care of the pets that they have.
I thank you so much. Again, the website would be
millioncatchallenge.org. Come visit us and see how many cats the shelters in the Million Cat Challenge have saved as of today.
Thank you. Mahalo.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Aloha.